ano yung gagawin mo kapag yung dividend portfolio mo is down by negative 2.5 million pesos? May nag-message kasi sa akin and yung tanong niya is like, ano ba yung advice ko sa kanya? Kasi yung portfolio niya down ng negative 2.5 million. Well, sa video nito, I'm gonna share with you ano yung in-advise ko sa kanya. At the same time, I dig deeper in additional strategies or advice kung anong gagawin mo kapag ganito ka down yung dividend portfolio mo. So yeah, let's get started. Hi guys, Suplo here. Now before we begin, quick shoutout sa ating new channel member na si Rosa Marina tsaka si Bel Castro. And then of course, yung mga channel members natin who is continuously supporting this channel. So again, thank you so much guys for your support. I love you all. Now if you want to become a channel member also, just click the link somewhere in this video, become a member and support this channel. Now, ngayon balik tayo dun sa video natin. So somebody asked me, nag-message sa akin and then sabi niya like, can you give me your solicited advice sa portfolio ko? So yung portfolio niya, eto, this is how his portfolio look like. And sobrang negative, okay? Negative 2.5 million pesos. So when I look at it, like, shucks. Na-shock talaga ako because like, I don't normally reply to mga DMs. But this one caught my attention and I really had to reply. And initially, yun lang, nag-message kami. And then, I shared some advice. And then, at the same time, I asked him, can I post this also in social media? Kasi, I believe there will be a lot of people who also learn. So, I posted it in social media and sobrang dami din ng mga nag-comment and sobrang ganda din yung mga advice nila. Kaya I decided, hey, why not create a video about this one so that we can reach more people and share some insights kung ano ba yung gagawin mo kapag down yung dividend portfolio mo. So, right now, I'm gonna share with you ano yung shinare ko sa kanya na initial advice. At the same time, based dun sa mga advice ng mga nag-comment dun sa post ko, so I'm gonna share dun mga golden nuggets din na I believe could also help you kapag ganito yung magiging situation mo in terms sa dividend portfolio mo. So, yeah, let's get started. So, yung first na question ko talaga sa kanya is eto, like, are you willing to cut loss? So, cut loss, like, ibenta mo na yung mga losing stocks mo. So, kasi again, ako, I'm a dividend portfolio and medyo meron din akong mga initial research na din with some of the stocks na meron siya. So, he has like D2, DMC, SEC, Globe Telecom, PLDT. So, actually, pretty solid yung ibang stocks. Pero, based on the initial na stocks niya, may mga initial bias na din ako kaagad. So, first one is like, sabi ko, are you willing to cut loss? Kasi, again, based on my initial research, dito, fundamentally, hindi talaga kumikita. So, cut loss. So, but, however, sobrang sakit lang talaga tingnan. Kasi, like, negative 800,000 plus. Like, ouch, that's sobrang sakit. Okay? Next would be, like, GMA7, medyo down din. Kahit, like, ABS-CBN, mas may advantage na sa doon, pero, down pa din yung market nila. I mean, yung profit nila. So, ako personally, yun yung initial bias ko na cut loss. Mga stocks that I'm not comfortable with and keep the stocks that I like, I told him, like, you can sleep soundly at night. So, kasi, again, I really love this concept from Marie Kondo. So, she's a minimalist influencer. And I believe applicable din siya in stock investing. So, medyo generic yung shinare ko na initial advice kung saan I have to cut loss dun sa mga stocks that gives me stress. Okay? Kasi I wanna keep yung mga stocks that I'm 100% confident na I can sleep soundly at night. At the same time, ito pala yung trigger na remember ko. No? So the reason why nag-message siya sa akin kasi I posted something in my social media. Sabi ko doon na, if you're currently stressed sa dividend portfolio mo, then you're doing something wrong. Kasi dividend investing is supposed to be stress-free. And medyo, probably natamaan siguro siya and he messaged me na sobrang stress. And you look at that kind of portfolio, syempre, sino hindi stress dito, di ba? Negative 2.5. So, sobrang sakit niyan. So, kaya, I have this concept din na I also follow. Same with Marie Kondo, kung saan, she's a minimalist, kung saan, meron siyang maraming, let's say, you wanna declutter. Okay, meron kang cabinet, sobrang daming items. So, you wanna declutter. What she does is that, nire-remove niya lahat. And binabalik lang niya yung what sparks joy. So, what do you mean by that? Like, every time you look at this item, if it sparks joy, nahahappy ka dun sa item na yun, ilalagay mo siya ulit. Yung mga the rest na hindi nagbibigay sa'yo ng joy, syempre, you let it go. Same thing dito sa dividend investing. Kasi, again, I totally believe na dividend investing is stress-free. And every time you see a stock na nagpapastress sa'yo, cut loss mo na yan. cut loss mo na yan. So, you just wanna keep stocks that you can sleep soundly at night. Yun yung initial advice ko talaga. Like, it's very basic and probably boring to some. Walang mga technicalities, which later, magte-technical tayo, okay? But basically, yun yung talaga yung principle ko. Keep stocks that you are really 100% confident. Now, looking at the initial portfolio, when I look at it like dito, ako personally, hindi ako makakatulog dyan. Okay? GMA7, hindi ako confident dyan. But PLDT, Globe Telecom, DMC, I'm pretty okay with those companies. And yun yung parang initial advice ko talaga na, again, do research, which I believe he is already naman, but keep the companies that you can really sleep soundly at night. So, yun, sobrang happy lang ako kasi naging happy din siya dun sa advice ko. And wala kasi siyang ibang makausap na nakaka-relate sa kanya. And I was really happy to be able to do that. And based dun sa conversation, I asked, can I post this in social media? I posted in social media. At sobrang dami mga valuable insights na shinare din nila dun sa post na yun. Kaya in this video, I'm gonna also share 5 more strategies on how you can actually evaluate yung dividend portfolio mo in case ganito din yung mangyari sa iyo. So yeah, let's get started. So of course, number 1, every time you wanna evaluate yung portfolio mo is you really wanna go back to the fundamentals. Like, how fundamentally safe or secure or sound ba yung company na kumikita ba talaga sila? Kasi again, the dividends na marireceive mo, based yan sa kita ng company. If hindi kumikita yung company, syempre, so wala din silang dividends. So again, looking at itong portfolio na to, negative 2.5 million. And then, isa-isahin natin or probably run through natin quickly. So let's say for example dito. So sobrang sakit lang kasi negative 877,000. Okay? So like you lost 877,000. So sobrang sakit niya. The rest naman 370, so masakit din, 400, 200, negative 600. Ito, sobrang masakit din. And then, PLDT is at least ito, 1,900 lang. So, maliit lang siya. Pero, out of this, like, puro pula. Ano yung gagawin mo? So, dun mo i-evaluate. So, are they still fundamentally secure or sound? So, when you look at it, like, let's start with D2. When you look at D2, okay, check the fundamentals. So, if you notice, how many years negative? Negative, di ba? So, yan pa lang, that's an indicator na this one, cut loss mo siya. Tingnan mo din, dividends. 0%, di ba? Hindi din nagbibigay ng dividends. So, it's very obvious na this is for cut loss na talaga, si dito. So, I think, nang nangyari lang dito is medyo emotional lang. Okay? May emotion attached because like, sobrang laki. Like, you cannot let go. Okay? So, yun, one way to really decide is just to let go is just by checking the fundamentals. Next, DMC. So, or wait, dito is Globe Telecom yung next. Okay. Or sige, ito na, DMC. Check natin DMC Holdings. So, you look at the fundamentals. So, it's going down. Okay. Pero at least profitable naman. May konting profit din naman. Okay. Wala silang annual income dito. No? Hindi ko ma-convert to annual income. But basically, at least kumikita naman, positive naman. And syempre, DMC, I can sleep soundly at sleep soundly at night sa DMC kasi again, it's a holdings company. Meron, aside from DMC, meron silang like Semirara, meron silang like real estate. So, diversified yung company. So, ako personally, that's why I'm confident sa company na ito. Again, not financial advice ha. This is just based on my opinion. And highly recommend talaga na you do really your own research. And the next would be Globe Telecom. So, eto Globe din for the past few, eto kumikita din, di ba? 2025, yun, positive naman. Okay? In fact, nag-grow ng konti and medyo okay naman yung income nila. So, I can sleep soundly with Globe. Next, GMA7. So, eto lang. So, when you look at GMA7, fundamentals, okay? So, if you notice that one, tumaas, pero bumaba dito. So, actually, you can still consider GMA7, pero when you look at kasi, let's say, 5 years. Okay? So, if you're willing to invest dito, na downtrend siya, then be my guest. Ako personally, may bias kasi ako with GMA7, so medyo hindi ako confident with GMA7. Okay? And then, next would be SSC. Ito din. So, I believe this one really triggered kasi nag-down si Semirara. Because of the news na ma-expire na yung contract nila. Okay? But, ako personally, I believe that was just a lot of drama and people nag-panic sell sila. And if you notice dito, nag-bounce na di ba? So right now, I believe baka naging positive na or at least hindi na ganito ka down yung loss niya siguro. 26 dito. 31 average price niya. Okay. SCC 27. So nag-gain, I believe nag-gain na to ng konti yung SCC niya. Okay. And then SCC, so eto yung sabi ko sa kanila about SCC is this is something na for observation, but I totally believe na they'll still win that kasi like 50 years, marami ng mga na-build, marami ng mga infrastructure. So, it's so difficult to find another mining company na magkakaroon ng ganung contract. But basically, yun nga, it's still under observation. Pero, if you ask me personally, mining is really risky and can I sleep soundly at night? Not so. Kaya, I prefer investing on the DMC na may exposure to SCC than owning SCC itself. Again, that's just my point of view. Alright? And lastly, PLDT. PLDT is also pretty solid din. Okay? Fundamental-wise, nag-down yung earnings nila, pero at least kumikita naman. Okay? So, we know PLDT is like consistent talaga. So, ako personally, I can still sleep soundly at night sa PLDT. So, yeah, quickly, that's how you can assess yung mga stocks mo in terms of like, how should I cut loss? Ano ba yung ika-cut loss ko dito? Ano ba yung keep ko? So, ako personally, check first fundamentals talaga. Now, the next strategy would be diversification. So, isa din to sa mga comment doon sa post. Okay, and then, kaya medyo, I also wanna check how diversified ba yung portfolio niya. And kasi dito, when you first look at it, yung portfolio niya, if you look at dito, like dito, my Globe, my PLDT, so it's like telco focus siya. So, medyo hindi siya diversified. Kaya may nag-point out doon na dapat diversified kasi puro telco yung investments niya. So, I did quick calculation. Kinumpute ko how diversified ba yung portfolio niya. So, looking at this diversification, so, ito yung average price, shares, capital. So, kinumpute ko magkano yung total na nilagay niya na investment. And based dun sa nilagay niya na investment, magkano ba yung percentage? And if you notice dito, ito yung nakita ko. So, sa telco industry, 30.1%. Sa holdings naman, meron siyang 29.63%. Sa services, 9.9%. And sa mining, 30.4%. So, if you notice dito, medyo diversified naman siya. Like, it's like 33%. 33% on telco, 33% on mining, and 33% naman on holdings. And may konting services. Okay, may konting services. So, if you ask me, medyo solid na yung diversification niya. In the sense na, I believe this person may not have the time to really monitor a lot of stocks. Okay? May not have a lot of time to monitor a lot of stocks. And kaya parang 33% telco, 33% mining, 33% on the holdings or my konting services. But if you ask me, ako, again, point of view lang, but there are a lot of other industries that you can diversify like banking, okay? And of course, REITs, okay? Favorite natin yan, yung REITs, okay? And holdings, I'm also big with holdings. So, sa holdings lang niya, isang stocks lang talaga yung holdings. Yung problem lang kasi nakita ko dito is that yung holdings tsaka yung mining, okay, connected sila eh. So, if affected si Semirara, affected din si DMCI. So, there are other holding companies naman that you can diversify, di ba? And then sa telco, I think this is actually already good na diversification. Okay, so medyo marami lang tignan. Akala mo dominated siya by telco, but 30% naman pala siya. And then services, okay. And then ano pa ba? You can also check, you could also diversify in consumer, okay. At the same time, wala siyang mga utilities like power and water. So those are really good diversification din na industry. Alright? So, yun lang nakita natin dito na, let's say, affected si telco, sobrang laki ng madadamage sa portfolio niya. Okay, let's say, ma-affected yung mining, tapos ito connected pa si mining tsaka si holdings, di ba? So, kasi again, DMCI owns Semirara. Eh. So, if you ask me, quick glance on the portfolio, it's already diversified for a person na baka hindi comfortable monitoring a lot of industries and stocks. Alright? But this could be diversified. Pwede pa siyang ma-improve in terms of diversification. Right? And then, next naman, a next strategy that you can check in order to assess yung dividend portfolio mo is especially if down siya. So again, check mo, if down yung portfolio mo, check mo, are these stocks still fundamentally sound? Next, are you well diversified ba? And next naman, is yung cost averaging. Ano ba yung cost mo when you bought yung mga stocks? So may isa din kasi doon na nag-comment na parang nagbo-bulk buying siya. Like, he bought at the top, okay, and hindi siya nag-cost average. And I think I'd also agree na dapat when you're into investing talaga, nagko-cost average ka talaga. Kasi if you buy at the top, tapos nag-down yung market, so syempre, masakit talaga if magda-down yung market. So ito, check natin. Did he do cost averaging ba? So let's start with D2. So ito, medyo mahaba-habang usapan to. Okay. So he bought dito at 7.09 na average price. So when you look at dito, okay, so look at dito, titignan nung si dito. So, this is already 1 year ago, 2 years ago, wala pang 7 dito, 5 years ago. So, sobrang tagal na pala na-hold to. 5 years ago, ayun, 5 years ago. So, 7, kapag dito siya nag-invest, okay, so, sobrang sakit talaga. So, even if you cost average, this is like a down, I mean, like dito, wala talagang kita dito eh. So, I feel like this is emotional. This is an emotional stock. This is something to let go talaga. Marie Kondo to eh. Does not spark joy. 10 years. Kailan ba nag-IPO sa dito? 2006? Oh, wait. Bakit may data na? Baka late lang sila nag-IPO. But basically, let's say 10 years. Ito, example lang. Dito. Probably, let's say for example, pwede naman nag-cost average siya. Bumili siya dito, nag-down, bumili, nag-up, bumili dito, and then na-average siya dito sa 7. Okay, sana yung 7. Na-average dito, di ba? So, pwede naman nag-cost average. Pero if you look at it like for the past 5 years, that's a very long time. 5 years. That's a very long time of holding that stock, di ba? Sobrang sakit niyan. Last 3 years ago, wala nang 7 dito. Kasi meaning hindi na siya nag-add. Right? So, this is like an emotional stock na kailangan i-let go. Okay? Next would be Globe Telecom. So, yung average price niya is 2.1. Not 2.1. Okay? 2,100. So, 2 years ago, so if you look at it, 2.1 dito, yung average price. So, posibleng bumili dito, bumili dito, bumili dito, bumili dito. Okay? Pero, hindi na siya nag-cost average, 2005, 1,000. Okay. So, possible, hindi na siya nag-cost average na dito na. Kasi if you cost average from 2,000, and then you're able to get this, probably 1,700 ka na. If you added dito, probably dito na ka. 1,800. Okay. So, medyo nasa top siya. 2,1 yung average eh. Which is, probably a year ago. Not still bad. Pwede naman nag-cost average siya. PLDT at 1.4. So, 1.4. Okay, 1.4. So, 2 years ago, ayun, okay. I think okay pa din naman yung price niya. It's just that nag-down dito si PLDT. If you're able to get dito, probably you can get an average na sa 1.2, di ba? 1.3. But basically, yung point nito is that magko-cost average. So, when I look at the ano ba, yung stocks niya, let's say DMC. Last. So, nag-down kasi si DMC 2 years ago. Nagre-range naman DMC sa 10, 11. So, I think pwede naman na nag-cost average siya. GME 7. 7 yung GME 7, no? 3 years ago. Kahit 2 years. Okay. Pwede naman. Bumili siya dito, and then bumili naman ulit. But basically, the point nito sa peso cost averaging or cost averaging is that continuous tayo nag-buy talaga. So I think all the other companies, he's doing that cost average. Ito lang talaga. I feel like dito is like emotional hold. Okay? Hold on to dear life. But again, pwedeng i-let go. Pwede din i-hold mo siya kasi we don't know the future. Baka kasi dito talaga would be the next telco. Okay? But, if you look at your portfolio, nasi-stress ka, just let it go. Pero if you still hopeful na, tataas talaga yan, then, then go for it, okay? But ako personally, let go na yan. But yeah, one way to check na every time you look at your portfolio, masakit, down yung market, down yung portfolio ko, check at the fundamentals. The fundamentals is good. Okay, I'd rather cost average kasi I believe in this company and I can sleep soundly at night sa company na ito. Now, next strategy naman in assessing yung portfolio mo is ito, strategy based on your age. So, ito din, somebody commented doon na depending on the age, ano yung gagawin niya sa portfolio niya. Kasi again, let's say 60 years old na or like retirement na. So, syempre, iba na yung strategy na gagawin mo. And I totally agree dun. So, sobrang ganda yun on assessing yung strategy mo. So, again, if you have that kind of portfolio, negative siya, and you invested in stocks, and you magre-retire ka na, so, syempre, you wanna move some of those stocks. Or probably, you need to move some of those capital into less aggressive na investment. Hindi na yung risky investment tulad ng stocks. Probably, some of them, kukunin mo, put it in digital banks. Some of them, put it in MPTO. So, parang gano'n. So, there's different strategy na based on your age. So, which I totally also agree dito. So, yeah, this one is quick one lang. But I think this is something na you also wanna consider. Also consider if down yung market, down yung portfolio mo, ask yourself, ano ba yung age ko? Am I still willing to, I'm still willing to risk yung capital ko? Or am I gonna just protect yung capital ko? So again, very solid din advice. Strategy based on age. And then lastly, of course, you wanna also check yung dividends. Alright? So down yung market mo, is this stock still giving me dividends? Okay? Nagbibigay pa ba ito ng dividends? So dito, I did quick calculations and if you notice, di ba? So if you notice, dito pa lang talaga. 136 shares pero zero yung dividends. So this is again emotional hold, which is again is okay kasi kapag portfolio ko to and I see emotional talaga eh. Kaya sometimes we need somebody a third person or somebody else to see your portfolio so you'll be able to really think logically. Yun kasi investing is not just logical, it's also emotional. Kasi if logical lahat, sana marami mayaman na. Pero sometimes, meron talagang fear and greed emotional. Kaya, yun yun yan. Pero, looking at this logically, zero dividends, D2. Cut na yan, diba? Next, Globe Telecom. Dividend. This is based on 2025 na dividends. Okay. So, per year, he'll be receiving 94,000. PLDT, 53,000. DMCI, 369. So, sobrang laki. Okay, dividends. GMA Network, 84, and Semirara, 392. So, in 1 year alone, pwede niya nang mabawi yung lugi niya sa dito. So, like, you can let go of dito, mabawi yung capital niya na nalugi 1 year alone. Pero again, Semirara, probably, since Semirara minsan nagbibigay tagal ng special dividends, paminsan-minsan hindi din siya regular na nagbibigay ng special dividends. So, ayun, you might wanna also check kung saan mo ba talaga i-rebalance out. So, if you ask me dito, medyo hindi siya balance in terms of like dividend payout. So, sobrang, let's say for example, DMC, something happens to DMC, magka-cut siya ng dividends, sobrang laki ng cash flow yung mawala. Okay, so this still boils down to the diversification process na ginawa natin. How diversified yung industry at the same time, how diversified ba yung cash flow natin. So, yeah, but basically, if you look at this, negative 2.5 million, pero if with this kind of dividends, mababawi na yung capital niya, yung lugi niya in just 2 years time. Plus, add mo pa yung capital appreciation kapag may capital appreciation. So, I think, when you look at it, the dividend portfolio was pretty solid. Medyo solid naman yung dividend portfolio niya. Kasi at least, it gives really good cash flow. Then, so, yeah, basically, ito yung mga strategies that you can do to assess ano ba yung gagawin mo in case down yung dividend portfolio mo. So, balik tayo. Fundamentals, check natin yung fundamentals. Next is, check natin how diversified ba. Kasi in case something happens, may pandemic, may crisis, may something, may mga news, gaano ba kalaki yung blow or ma-affect yung portfolio mo? Nagko-cost average ka ba in case na nag-down yung market, sobrang masakit ba siya? Or in terms of like capital appreciation, na ma-maximize mo ba yung pagko-cost average mo? Yung getting inside good entry prices. Next would be, of course, you wanna check also your age. Kasi if you're near retirement, iba na yung strategy compared sa kung medyo bata pa tayo, we can still risk. Okay? And then lastly, check natin yung dividends. Kasi again, yung goal natin is dividend portfolio, diba? Is it still giving us regular dividends? Kasi if it is, then your portfolio is actually doing pretty well. So yeah, ikaw, if negative 2.5 million pesos yung dividends mo, ano yung gagawin mo? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. And at the same time, while creating this video, meron talaga ako na-realize na in terms of dividend investing, medyo nagiging overrated na talaga siya. Like, people right now, kino-complicate na yung dividend investing, may mga technicals and whatnot. But ako personally, I still believe that dividend investing should really be stress-free kind of investing. So, kaya, in fact, I created a video. You might wanna check out this next video kung saan I share dito yung thoughts ko when it comes to dividend investing currently right now. Like, marami na nga yung mga nagtuturo about dividend investing, mga gurus, influencers, and sometimes you might wanna check who you wanna listen to. So, yeah, if you're somebody na relates with me, na mas preferred mo yung stress-free kind of investment, again, you might wanna check out this video, and I'll see you there.